What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of the Briggus Show. Today, we're bringing you the second episode of Hentai Reviews, where we are reviewing the first episode of the very infamous Shotokan hentai named Boku no Pico. I'll be honest, I didn't have a lot to like about this one, except the fucking awesome intro. But maybe that's the reason why I didn't hate this as much as I thought I would. Again, there isn't a lot to really like about this one. The animation looks really bad and probably looked really cheap when it was first coming out. Its story isn't amazing. It's Shotokan, which isn't my favorite genre in the world, obviously, and I get that I'm not gay, so I'm probably not going to find a lot of these scenes erotic, but I'm somebody who actually watches and reads a decent amount of yaoi, manga and anime, and I'm just saying, they do the sex scenes in those a lot better, and most of them censor. I get that webtoons tend to not, and there's certain things, but honestly, those were better than this one. I don't have a reason for that, as far as I know. It's just that those do their erotic scenes better than Boku no Pico does theirs. It's that simple. Other than the intro, there's not a lot of jokes other than, it's setup and premise, and we already have a lot of jokes about that. Because really, here's the story. It's literally just about a kid who isn't necessarily a trap, as I've used to say. I used to say that it was a trap, but not really. Kind of. It's almost there. It's almost. We know it's a guy, which I guess you know that a trap's a guy if you ever go watch any erotic fucking dojins. But I wouldn't consider necessarily Pico to be a trap. Anyways, it's really about lil kid getting fucked by a random 30-year-old. That's kind of the story. And yeah, they pass that off as exactly the story. There isn't a lot to write home about. There isn't a lot to even say that it's bad. It's generic hentai writing. You get exactly the amount that you think is necessarily. And that's fine. I've seen a lot of hentai, especially from when this came out. It has a very similar story to that. You gotta understand, nowadays I kind of expect more writing in hentai. That isn't always true, but it's kind of true. It's almost. The animation reminds me a lot of School Days, just because it looks really unnatural a lot of the time. Something I realize is that the fucking legs are scary as fuck. What I mean by that is they're really slender and really long for no reason. And the show really likes doing camera angles where it pans up. That way you see the legs. Why? The characters don't look good to begin with, so why are you focusing so much on them? I get that it's a hentai, you got to, right? If you're gonna watch Boku no Pico and treat it as a hentai, you're gonna masturbate to it, then obviously you're going to want to focus on the characters. I get that. The thing is, though, is that the characters don't look good. It's the same problem I have with a lot of hentai from the 90s and early 2000s. They look really dated, because they are, and this might have been acceptable in fucking the 90s or, again, early 2000s, but you gotta understand, now we got a lot better things. I get that a lot of people are using Flash and so on, and I fucking hate that as well. But I would very much rather go and watch a Flash animation of a girl getting fucked than 90s animation style of a girl getting fucked. Its cum rating, unsurprisingly, is a 0. I don't think I have to necessarily explain that. I've been basically talking all negative things, and that's because it's very true. I didn't like this. If you enjoyed Boku no Pico, that's great. You totally can. I'm not saying that you can't. Again, this is my opinion. I'm just telling you. And there's a lot of reactions and so on YouTube of this. If you want other, people to explain why Boku no Pico is bad or good. I don't know if any of them have said that's good, but there you go. But a lot of those are just reaction channels kind of just talking about it, in the same way how they react to Two Girls, One Cup. It's obviously it's a set reaction that you have to have. Because your first time watching Two Girls, One Cup is not similar to the first time watching Boku no Pico. It's just similar in the way of, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck made it? Again, the producer really likes bragging about this. He said it was the first Shotokan anime ever. And I won't doubt him to that, necessarily. Again, this has 3 fucking episodes. I could only watch 1. I eventually, at the end, just skipped the sex scenes entirely because there was no reason for them to be in the show to begin with. They weren't good in any way, and I wasn't getting pleasure from watching them, so why the fuck would I? I just decided to skip them. There's another thing, which is the entire relationship between the main guy. I don't remember his name. I don't remember them saying it a single time, but they probably do. The main guy and Pico is fucking weird. First of all, with anything Shotokan, Lolicon, you have a very big issue, which is it's a very big taboo and you have to kind of break it. I get that hentai is meant to be a fantasy. There's a reason why incest hentai is a thing. It's a fantasy. You aren't meant to think about that. Some of them do. There's a really good hentai out right now, which is actually about a sister-brother relationship that actually focuses on this is messed up. I enjoy that about it. It isn't expected from a hentai, and yes, you might feel bad about yanking your dick to it, but hey, if you can get me thinking, then why the fuck not? The problem is that they do nothing to try, to break down this relationship or anything. Hell, Pico runs away around the end of the hentai. So really, I mean, their relationship isn't very good, reserved more for fuck buddies, and that's kind of it, and that's weird, because again, when your main character is already a pedo, you can't do a lot else for it. The thing is that none of the characters have personality, and I get it. Again, it's a hentai. What the fuck do you expect? I'm just saying, though, they're considering this an anime, not a hentai. The producers are considering this an anime series, and I get it. You can say that's an animated series. Oh, I'm taking that out of context, but whatever. I am going to consider this anime then. But if I was, I wouldn't get any enjoyment out of watching it, not only because its writing is bad, its animation is bad, but also because its character relationships are bad. The thing is that Pico doesn't really have a personality other than a little boy who dresses up as a female sometimes. Oh, and also gets manhandled by a random 30-year-old. That's kind of all there is to his character. And if you think that's character progression, then fucking go read any other book or fucking, hell, manga, anime. There are a lot better. Go watch fucking Your Lie in April and tell me, oh yeah, Boku no Pico has good writing. And I get it. The entire joke of Boku no Pico is that it isn't good. Why the fuck would you watch Boku no Pico? Because it's known for being bad and it's known for not having very good taste. That's the entire joke of it. I get it. So why the fuck am I taking it seriously? Well, first of all, it's hentai. That's kind of my thing. And second of all, I mean, Boku no Pico is the most famous hentai of them all. Yeah, more famous than Black Bible. And it isn't like that's just me saying it. Look at my anime list. When you go look at the hentai tag, it's the first one you see. And I'm not saying, again, that that's negative. Great, if that's going to be the most popular fucking hentai on a review website, I mean, again, it's because of the meme. The thing is that Boku no Pico is just a meme at this point. There are a lot of people who really like using the meme, but have never watched it. And if that's the case, so be it, because honestly, there isn't a lot to see. You're just seeing a normal Shotokan hentai with very, very erotic scenes, and I get it, again, I'm not gay, I can't speak. But I'm just saying, for myself, it wasn't. I skipped the sex scenes later on, because I was so uninterested. The animation is bad, the writing's bad, there isn't a lot going good for this exact series. It's that simple. Overall, I would rate Boku no Pico probably a negative, 3 out of 10. But who knows, maybe you have a different opinion. If you do, please put it down in the comments below. I would enjoy reading them. Also, if you liked this video, hit the sub button and like the video if you also liked it. Hell, I'm fucking begging for views now. Anyways, this has been Dick Briggus. Hope you have a wonderful day.